Welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be talking about the ARK Lost Colony update DLC that is coming on the 16th of December 2025. Now I know I've seen all the comments every time I mention the date of Lost Colony. Every comment is always, Dom, don't you mean that's December 16th, 2026 or 2028? and I'm actually fairly confident they're going to hit this date. And I know you guys watching this video, you're just going to be like, Dom, come on, Dom. Like, how long have you been doing this for? But I'm going to explain my reasons later in this video. And obviously we've got some new stuff from Studio Wildcard to go through. And I'm telling you, this is actually a really exciting DLC, especially if you like kind of dark fantasy kind of stuff. So anyway, drop a like if you do enjoy, subscribe if you're new around here. Come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster for free ARK servers. Of course, Lost Colony will be coming day one to PvP and PvE servers with 100 slots. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Right, so if you didn't see, on Friday we had an amazing announcement. I'm sure most of you guys would have seen my video, but we had the announcement of the brand new Malwin, which is an evolution of the Valguero. Apparently, it's like some sort of like kind of version of the Valguero, which is absolutely crazy. We did get told that the Valguero was going to have different, even more evolutions throughout the, throughout the DLC. And the fact that this is potentially one, look, it says it is the Gothic artificial evolution of the Valguero infused with a strange substance. And we know that with this creature, it's got this strange substance we think is red element. So red element was made to craft the new Osidom, which has launched on the game at this moment in time. And this strange substance seems to be a new thing, which is actually going to completely change up the meta in ARK Survival Ascended. The reason why this is going to come and change the meta, for, if it can be transferred off, is because obviously we've got our standard element at this moment in time, but you add red element in and give it more abilities of what this red element can do. And I mentioned in my video the other day, like, can you infuse your current creatures with red element and it maybe gives them more features? There is a lot of possibilities that are about to come into the game with the addition of red element, and we haven't had something literally shape up and, like, I would say change the meta in this way, depending on what Studio Wildcard are going to do with it. If they're just going to let red element out there into, like, the whole community of people and just let it be a thing, then it could really change some stuff. And it'd be interesting to see how rare it's actually going to be. It also says in the notes, however, Malwins are considered an artificial evolution, meaning that this is not naturally a natural evolution. The Malwin's design and appearance may be influenced by the Hellhound, a mythological hound that embodies a guardian or servant of hell, the devil, or underworld. So it's a really spooky, like, as we said, that this is very emo, dark fantasy, inspiration for Studio Wildcard here, and they're definitely going down a route that we've never really seen before. So as for the actual release date, why am I so confident? Why am I so confident that this DLC is going to launch on time? Now, is there a chance that it could maybe be pushed to the 17th or maybe the 18th of December? Yes, I think there's always still that chance. But a lot of you guys are saying, Dom, come on now, this is going to be launching in January, blah, 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 blah. The reason why this is launching on time is for many different reasons. One, it's Studio Wildcard. So if we go to December, Studio Wildcard need to make the most of the December sales. Every game, pretty much most games, will always do some form of DLC launch, some sort of sale in December, or building up to December for the Christmas sales. It's where things sell the most. They're not going to miss out on that opportunity. They've pretty much done a December launch ever since ASA launched, because that's just obviously where they make their big sort of span of money. Also, another reason is it's the December the 16th, so they've given themselves Tuesday when they normally do their update, and they have pushed things from Tuesday before, but it gives them 3 days until Wildcard go on holiday for 2 weeks. Now, of course, this is very terrifying because when Extinction launched, they kept delaying it, and it got to the 18th which was the last day before it was Friday the 18th last year, I think, and it literally Studio Wildcard worked into the early hours of the morning to get the DLC out, and then they literally just went on holiday for their 2 weeks, which is absolutely fair enough because they probably really wanted it. And then Extinction was a buggy mess full of mesh holes everywhere, and it took 2 weeks until we had an update, so it was a pretty messy 2 weeks of Extinction. So I just hope that they've learned from that from last year, and the reason they've set it for December 16th is because they were ready and earlier before. Now I know everyone, you know what, I can see you right now laughing at me saying, Dom, come on, man. No, this is, I feel quite confident in this. And because it is a money-influenced decision to launch in December, I just don't think it's possible for Studio Wildcard to pass up on that opportunity, because there's no chance in hell a DLC is going to sell as well as it would in January as it does in December. But anyway, Studio Wildcard have also confirmed that there are still many other creatures to be announced for this DLC. We know that there's some form of new corruption, you know, like a corrupted survivor or something like that. Now here, it says that it's the old corrupted survivors, and it says it's part of Rockwell's experiments on the Genesis ship. But what is actually funny is we don't know, no one really knows what type of disease this is that the survivors and creatures have. It says, similar to Extinction, there are untamable corrupted creatures that must be killed as they are extremely aggressive, even naturally skittish creatures. Unlike Extinction, however, these corrupted creatures have more of a fleshy appearance. We don't even know what type of thing this is. Like, no one knows whether this is a actual corruption or whether it's actually, because look at them. These are like these weird corrupted NPCs. And another thing we don't know is whether these corrupted characters are the NPCs that are going to be attacking us, or there's going to be corrupted NPCs and standard NPCs. I think it would be quite nice to have both. I think it'd be quite nice to have corrupted NPCs and standard NPCs, because that was announced by Studio Wildcard in an interview with Ras Clark, like a, what's it called, a text interview with Ras Clark, that we're going to be getting ourselves, it's going to be like a smaller version of how it's going to be in ARK 2, but it's going to be like raid NPC bases. So here's a bit of a notes and trivia, one of my favorite things about the WikiGG for ARK Lost Colony. So Lost Colony marks the first paid canonical expansion pack in the ARK franchise since Genesis Part 2's launch in 2021. Now, this is constant LoadedCrysis lore that comes up, but when I was playing, I want to know, anyone in the comments that watches this video, did you play Maneater? I played on a game called Maneater on the Xbox, a shark game, and Genesis Part 2 was launching, and it was getting delayed, and I was doing update videos for you guys back in 2021 talking about the delay. It was probably my channel's most popular time. I remember, like, within I think it was within 4 hours, there was like 70,000 views on a video, because there's so many people playing Genesis Part 2. My mind was just like, what is going on right now? Like, that was probably ARK's most popular time in history, which was crazy, and it was really fun. But because it was constantly getting delayed and really frustrated, I just sat there playing Maneater while I waited for it to launch, and I completed Maneater in those like days that it was getting delayed, and it just brings back so many memories because I love playing that. But Lost Colony will be the first expansion pack to take place between 2 story expansion passes. Semi-animated and voiced conversations between key main characters retrieved from the Engram Codex through previous ARK narrative events. These play out in somewhat a JRPG style conversations. Full CGI sequences using Unreal Engine's metahuman technology for performance capture character animation. 2D anime style sequences. In-gameplay real-time sequences, dynamic enemy outposts throughout the city and beyond for players to raid or in some cases defend, which is about the NPCs. The skill tree will have an update with more stuff. A creature that can evolve into 2 completely different forms within their own abilities and benefits, being the Valguero. Lost Colony's 2D cinematic anime sequences will be made by legendary Japanese studio Mappa, renowned for producing anime works such as Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man. and Lost Colony appears to take heavy inspiration from gothic fiction, characterized by an environment of fear, the threat of supernatural events, and the intrusion of the past upon the present, and dark fantasy, a subgenre of fantasy literacy, artistic, and cinematic works that incorporates disturbing or frightening themes often used in horror. So it's not all doom and gloom though, you know, there is many different beasts in the game, such as the Valguero, that brings a little bit of summer spirit to you and a little bit of happiness. But yeah, if you are going to be playing Lost Colony this December, don't expect to be living in complete happiness, because this place is not going to be a home for the weak. It's going to be a very, very tough place. It's going to be very cold. We don't know right now if there is going to be like your standard beach area or something. It would be quite nice to have just a little bit of a chill zone, like, you know, not something that isn't too crazy, but don't expect this to be that friendly. Maybe it will surprise us, but all we've seen so far is we've seen Osidons, snowy environments and backgrounds. We've seen this, I mean, there wasn't too much to see in the background of this one, but then obviously zombies everywhere. We've seen from the cinematics, we've seen this. By the way, we don't even know what this creature is. This is a vampire. This is literally a vampire creature that we've seen in the animations, but we've seen nothing else of. Does this confirm cigars are coming to ARK Lost Colony? If you're under the age of 18, don't worry about this. There's nothing you can see here. Cigars are bad. And this is where we are going to be venturing onto a bigger city than we've ever seen before, 20 times the size of the Sanctuary on Extinction. It's an outpost where we are going to have to travel to, and it's not going to be friendly. Beyond these broken moons and these broken areas and full of destruction, I do hope that on Lost Colony there is some form of a place that has a little bit of happiness somewhere you can build and prepare yourself for the harsh environments. If not, I am very, very expecting people to have to make bases in certain areas to avoid being hunted by vampires and avoid being hunted by zombies. But I'm sure there's going to be lots of different biomes, lots of different stuff to explore, and I think overall it's going to be a really new and exciting challenge that we haven't seen on the ARK for a very long time, and I'm excited to experience it all with you guys on December 16th. Not delaying, no delay. By the way, when I say December 16th, if you're in the UK or you're in Europe, always expect early hours of the morning of December 17th. And when I say early hours of the morning, it can be so bad sometimes where it can literally be 3, 4. I mean, they tend to aim for 2 or 3 a.m. UK time, and then it tends being, you know, then if there's a small delay, it could be 5, 6 a.m. And then if it gets really bad, I don't think Extinction launched until 12 p.m. the next day, so it was like I literally had about 1 hour's sleep. So let's hope it's not going to be that bad. But anyway, that's what we have coffee for. So thank you very much for watching today's video, guys. I hope you're excited for Lost Colony like myself. We will hopefully be able to do some more Lost Colony giveaways as well, closer to the DLC. But if you want to get involved in many giveaways that we do, I do suggest coming to join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster down below, because we are doing many giveaways at the moment, and we have many plans. So much love to you all. Thank you for watching, and see you guys later.